Hello and welcome to a Everquest guide on setting up a level 95 Druid. And the little disclaimer, I do box this Druid, so the settings are kind of tied to how I do it. So some things may be important, some may not be important to you. So I'm gonna go with it like that. So first and foremost, let's go over the spells we got going on right now. So we're gonna go with heals first. So we have 3 heals. Let's get these in the right order here. And I think this one. Well, actually we have this one too. So let's kind of cover all of them as we go through this. These are all heals. All right, so Sanvidia heals for 8,000. Big heal, right? This is the kind of like, you know, just your bread and butter heal, right? You heal. Let's see there. Almost no recast time. You can just spam heal over and over, right? Good heal. Luna Levation. So this is a group heal for 8,000. So you just cast it. It's got a little bit of a cooldown. Let's see here, 12 seconds. So you cast that. Heals everybody in the group for 8,000. You know, times your modifiers, right? There's always modifiers and stuff. I don't even think I have a I don't even think I have a window for healing. Adrenaline Flood. So this is a quick cast, longer duration recast, right? It'll heal for 11,000, and it will give them a ward for a portion of the incoming damage. So if we do, let's cast it on ourselves so we can see that ward, right? That's not it. Where'd it go? There it is, 11. It's in the wrong order. All right, so there we go. We cast that, and I don't actually see the ward. We might have something that blocks it right now. Yeah, we could have something that blocks it, but it heals for a lot. It's got a little bit longer recast, right? I didn't catch the recast time. So 15-second recast time. So you'd want to cast this before you cast that. And so like if you have a macro, I think this one right here is this is my tank healing macro. So I cast 11, that one. Then I cast the group heal because it's got a recast. Then I cast 1. And then I cast Convergence of Spirits, which is a AA heal. Yeah, it's really good just to like get them up because it's such a quick cast time, right? Like, look at this. I mean, well, and it's a 1.8 second. I guess that's not as quick as a quick heal, but it's pretty good. And then my final heal is Remote Sunburst. So this is a unique spell in the fact that you don't cast it on the person you want to heal, you cast it on your target, right? So I nuke this guy, and his target gets healed for 7,600. So kind of a unique concept there, but really good. All right, and then let's go into some of the damaging spells we have up on our bar. I only have 3. All right. We'll count Twin Cast here. So we'll do Twin Cast first. Twin Cast is a spell that lets your spells double cast, right? So if we activate here, spell damage. So if we target the combat dummy, we could activate Twin Cast, and then we go into, let's see, that's not the one I wanted. Where is it at? This one. This ice nuke, right? So you can see here it twin cast, so it's like 9,000 twin casted crit. And then that dot crits too with twin cast. But I can just like go over here and twin cast 29,000 critical twin cast, and it's just doubling the spell. So pretty nice there. So you can see there, that one's another double. All right, those are my nukes, and yeah, this is a dot. This dot's pretty interesting. I can put it in my spam button because, like, if we cast it right, watch the recast time on this. It's exactly 18 seconds, and it's exactly 18-second duration, right? There might be some modifiers for it, make it go a little longer, but for the most part, it's a phenomenal spell to put into a spam. And the way I do my spam right here is these. I have a multi-bind on my key, so this hotbar here is pretty much all the 4 key. So I hit 4 and it will do that. Everything on that bar. So if I just start hitting 4, right, I get remotes, sunburst. I got some other things in here too, like the dog form and all my other nukes. And then I have these AA nukes. I've kind of taken some of them out. I used to have all of them in. But the Druid just doesn't have the mana, and I took out that one there too. But effectively, she will recast as needed on the things that come up. So like this Sunburst and Nature's Scorching Wrath, they have a recast time. So I'm not just constantly spamming them, but I'm literally hitting the 4 button over and over again. And you can kind of see here. Might make more sense if I put these on the bar, just for demonstration purposes, right? And then let's mount up so we have a little bit of mana. So remote, and then each of those instacast AA nukes, and then it's gonna do crystals, right? Crystals like has a pretty quick refresh time, so it's more spammable. There's other ones that are more spammable, but problem is I run out of mana, so kind of just like my DPS rotation is doing that. And I'm going to take these out right now because I don't have the mana to maintain all of these, right? So we'll just put those back like that. All right, so that's my damage, and then I have a free slot here, slot 9 for, I have this as just a teleport, right? And then we have some damage shields. So I keep my group damage shield on my bar at all times. This just gives everybody in the group a damage shield. You get the first one really early in the game, and it goes on and on forever. This other one here, Surge of the Spine Burrs, is kind of unique, right? So this one will damage anything that attacks them, right? It's a thorn, but they regrow and cause damage and heal the host. So if I put this on, put it on my tank. I think he has room. There we go. And right down here. So this is a 1 minute duration, 12 charges, and it just kind of does that. I can't demonstrate it because the combat dummies don't fight back, but it's I think I can get up to like 15,000 with the Circle of the Emberweave coat buff from mages that does 6,500. I think I can get up to about 14,000 thorn damage on my tank using all my buffs in addition to that. Then I have Hide of the Reptile. This is a proc buff that you can put on a tank or whoever, that whenever they're hit, they will get a heal. So it's kind of nice. I have this in my short-term duration buffs, where I do Wrath of the Wild, which is another damage shield, which adds 5,500 for 5 hits. Then I cast Surge, and then I cast Reptile, and then I do Swarm of the Fireflies. Swarm of the Fireflies is just a it's a 3-minute heal, kind of like a fairy that follows you around and heals your target. Kind of just makes things easier, right? So I kind of have a button for that, and just damage shields him up is really the goal. You see there, it just pretty much does everything perfect. And then it's just pauses, right? Pause, ability, pause, ability, pause, ability. Pretty simple. Let's see here. That's my nuke button is just really pretty much target X target 4, cast a 3, which is one of my nukes, DOA 1, which is doability 1, which is tracking. So it just brings up the tracking window. So that's always up for me. I always want to see the tracking window kind of thing. So just kind of ability there. Let's see here. That's kind of takes care of those. And then we have an aura. It's kind of annoying as a box character, right? Like I put it up and it'll give me a little song buff over here at some point. I don't know how that like it actually works, but eventually it'll give me a song buff, right? And then that'll add to my damage. So if we go number 8. There you go. Frost Cloak Strike, 2200 damage. And then Critical Frost Cloak Strike, 11,000 damage. It does a lot of damage. I find that it adds a lot of extra damage, but the problem is it doesn't last for very long. And you have to recast it, so. Kind of annoying for me, because I box, but if I was playing just the Druid, it wouldn't be too big of a deal. And then we already did those two. So that's like the spells we have up. And each of my buttons, I have all kinds of stuff, right? So in my Hide Corpse button, I have Cheetah. Cheetah is a speed boost. It's Communion of the Cheetah. It gives me 150 or 115% speed boost for 48 seconds. So it's pretty nice. It gives me that quick, you know, short duration, almost Bard speed, right? I think Bard is 120%. So it's pretty nice. Plus auto inventories, because I do DOA 2, which is my ability for forage. And I always forage on my Druid. Always forage. I'm trying to get all this stuff, but she apparently eats most of it. So just trying to get the skill up, you know, and all that. Is really where that belongs. Just when I do, if I do her epic, I'll need to forage, right? I have a snare button, which is kind of loaded here. It targets Xtar 4, so all my characters are set up like this. Xtar 1 is my tank, Xtar 2 is my enchanter, Xtar 3 is the druid, and then Xtar 4 is the main assist target, right? So my tank's target, so right here. And I could use group tank target also, but I use group assist target because my tank is always the assist. And that sets that up. So she targets that. And then she casts 219, which is Entrap. Right here, which is a replacement for Ensnare, the spell, so you don't have to memorize the spell anymore. It's a 0.2 second cast time. It's pretty fast. Let me see if I can get a target real quick to show the macro. There we go. So if I hit my numpad 3 on my mouse, she snares it, and then she goes into Nature's Scorching Wrath. She goes into Fixation of Row and Season of Wrath, which are resist debuffs and stuff like that. So it's really cool. I actually don't need this one here, so I'm gonna take that out. Actually, I used to have it separate, but now I just have it as a spam ability. And let's see here, I have a heal my tank. So at the bottom of my X target, I have X target 20 set as my tank. Now, not always my tank is not always going to be my tank, right? And I have it like this so I can change who I'm healing. Like say he dies and one of the mercenaries becomes the tank, right? So then I'd have to like figure out how to get all my macros to work on him. But I could just target here, and, you know, and like that, right? And then go like this, use current target, and then that mercenary will become the group tank, right? Or, well, actually, no, never mind. I need to just right click. The way I have this one set up actually right now is this is the actual group tank. Sometimes I just do the direct X target, but so I have it set right here, so it's a little bit less flexible than the way I usually set it up, but this is how I set it up when I made these guys. So the way this heals works is it casts 11, which is the fast cast, big heal, cast group heal, and then it casts the you know, bread and butter heal, and then it does Convergence of Spirits, which is right here. It just heals the target for even more. So this is a big heal over time. So 6,200 and then 3,900 over 6 seconds, every 6 seconds. and then gives them a little armor class and a damage shield. So realistically, that's not healing that much. 3,900 is like, if we go over to my tank, like this was in grade Beast Domain is where they dinged up and hit level 95. You can kind of see that I'm getting hit for anywhere between 6,000 and there was a 10,000 hit at some point. So it's you know, it's not going to do a lot, but it is going to cut the edge off, right? And make it more manageable for the mercenary or the paladin to heal. And it all helps out, right? On some of these boss mobs, I'm getting hit for, you know, 12k plus. And now at this point, that's not a lot, but at the point I was getting hit for 12k, it was a lot. And just the little extra helps a lot, especially, you know, over the, what is this, 1 minute duration? Yeah, or it's got a few ticks on it. I don't know. I mean, it's a, you know, pretty quick cooldown. So, and then let's see here. I have group heal, which is just Nature's Boon, which is summons a stationary ward that just heals constantly. Looks like it heals for 2,400. Then I cast 2, which is the Luna line of group heals. Then I do Spirit of Wood. Now note, this is Spirit of Wood on my tank, so but it doesn't matter because this is a group spell. And it's just more healing over time. And then I have Wild Tender's Survival, which is an AoE group heal. Let's see if we got this one here. It just heals whoever's the lowest and gets everybody pretty much. So it's just like an, you know, like almost like an oh shit button. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not, but it is what it is. And then I have a burn button, which is, I still can't figure out what 185 is. Silent casting, focus arcanium, and distant conflag. Distant conflag is it allows me to twin cast my remote line of spells. So this remote sunburst, which does damage and heals at the same time. Those will get twin casted when I burn, and that is one of the burn nukes I use. Right? And then I have my second burn for more buttons. Improved twin cast, which just gives me better twin casting, and then Nature's Fury, which increases the damage of my direct damage spells by 30% and increases their mana, which is terrible. It shouldn't increase their mana because druids are already pretty sapped for mana, but it is what it is. Whenever I fight a named or something, I click those and get it going. Let's see, we did snare, we did those. This is just, it casts 6 and 7, which, yeah, 6 and 7. So if I hit numpad 6, she'll do group damage shield, which gets everybody, and then she'll hit my paladin with Hide of the Reptile. I think it used to be something else, like group Spirit of Wolf or something like that. Let's see here. And then I have a whole hotbar dedicated to teleport items. So teleport bind, my anchors to get me back to my guild hall, my secondary and third recalls, which I don't have the bind things for. Bind affinity, gate, origin, my campfire token, my drunkard stein, which teleports me to plane knowledge, and my thorn of heroes, which takes me to guild lobby. So a lot of teleportation methods, plus the druid can teleport to like most places. Then I have you know, target heals for my each of my characters. So 1, 2, 3. So they're all pretty much just spam heal. Nothing more than that. The tank heal has his own special tank heal. So I don't really use the shift numpad 1 on him. It's mostly numpad 4 to heal him. And then these are just for those spells I had down in my rotation, but I took them out because I'm trying to figure out the balance between nuking too much and being completely out of mana. And still working on that, but right now I'm down to these. I think I'm going to take out Nature's Fire next and see if it helps, but These are really nice, right? These Nature's Fire, Bolt, and Frost, right? It does 14,000 damage, right? That's pretty good. An AA instacast, right? Nature's Bolt, 14,000. Nature's Frost, 11,000. Nature's Fire, 77,000 critical. So now you can imagine that these are 18-second recasts, right? And they just, all they do is take mana, and you can keep them pretty much, spam them all the time. Like, they use a lot of mana, right? If you look at how much mana I'm using, it's like 1 or 2% every click. So it's pretty, it can be pretty intense, but look how much damage we did. So it is what it is. I haven't found the balance yet. Let's see here. Those are just AA things in my rotation. So Sunburst, Twin Cast, Scorching Wrath, and then the AA nukes. And then I have a pet macro. X target 4, pet attack, pet swarm, cast 10, which is, where is 10? Frost Cloak Aura. That didn't used to be there. That used to be something else. I'm going to take that one out for now, because that probably messes up the macro. And then Alt-Ac 118, which is just activate that distant conflagration, just in case, you know, I try to keep that going at all times. And then I have Spirit of Nature, Nature's Guardian, Group Spirit of Great Wolf, and Great Wolf, right? So if we look at here, Great Wolf blesses all members in a 200 range with mana reduction on spells, increase the chance by critical damage and healing by 7%, increases critical damage by 100%, increases mana regen by 50 points, increases resistance by 100 points. Like, it's a pretty nice little short duration buff, right? Really good if you're grouped with other, you know, spellcasters that do nuke damage. Not so much my setup, but it's great. It's good for those kind of classes. So definitely just have that in there and get all that. Nature's Guardian just summons a bear that attacks. I don't think he actually does any damage like that's worth like even mentioning. Let's see here. Let's send him on the combat dummy here. Holy crap, he does more than the enchanter pet. I did not expect that. I did not expect that at all. So it looks like he's doing about 1,000 damage. So it's a nice little dot to just throw out there, really, if you think about it. And it's every 10 minutes. I just throw it out there. Also, Spirit of Nature, which is summons a nature spirit. So it summons a fairy is really what it boils down to. So we just pop that out there. And the fairy, she does, I have no idea which one's her. Oh, that's her. So it does about 1,300 damage. So it's about the same as the enchanter pet. But it's another 10-minute duration creature that lasts for 90 seconds. So I just spam it, get it out there. I don't really care. Like, it's just, I don't have enough buttons to push, you know, like I'm not gonna be able to just save it for burns or something like that. Maybe if I was playing one character it'd be one thing, but I try to get as much of this out there and keep everything on cooldown as much as I can. Let's see here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I use a melee discipline, melee mercenary. I don't know where she's at, but I think she's one of these wolves. Mostly because the wizards don't really assist, and it causes me more issues on my tank because they're breaking mezzes or whatever else because they randomly AoE and stuff like that. So I just use these because they single target assist pretty much consistently. So it just works better for me. And you can see the Frost Cloak aura already wore off. But this thing just keeps going, right? She's like, she just did a, what is that, 1320? So seems to be her highest damage. that's all of that. That's all of this. My gear is terrible. You'd want the best gear you can get. This is House of Thule tier 1, so I'm 10 levels past this. So this is like level 80 gear, right? So I'm even further past it than level 80 gear that you can get, right? I'm terribly undergeared because I spend all my currency tokens on my paladin for all my characters to get him to that state where he is, you know, god tier and he doesn't die, which makes it easier for these guys. So interesting way to do it, but that's how I do it. Let me see here. I don't think there's much else to talk about. Always have tracking up. I'm always looking for names because I just can't stop killing them. Radiant Cure is pretty good. This is a group cure, just cures everything. Disease and curses and poisons. So whenever I need that, I click it. But since I have a paladin, it's really not that useful, since the paladin has multiple ways to get rid of it. Wall of Wind is just a CC ability that I don't use. Call of the Wild is great. If like someone dies, you can res them back. Druids don't get in combat reses unless you get the staff of Frozen Rites from Old Man Mackenzie, but you have to do the Nagafen and Vox raids to do that. That's kind of difficult to do without a lot of people. So let's see here. I think that's like everything. Yeah, and then Wrath of the Wild is just a damage shield. And I just always cast that at all times. Every time I realize that he's missing something, I click that, and that's also tied to his self heal, so it kind of works out. I might change this so that like his self heal and the heals kind of line up. I'm gonna change the way her spells are ordered at some point to make a little bit more sense, and probably cut down a little bit more on the damage. I haven't parsed her or the enchanter yet, but I'm pretty much out of mana the entire time because I don't stop. And the way I play is I don't stop. Like I just keep going and going and going until the end of the video. And that doesn't work with casters, and it's, you know, problematic for me because I have 2 casters that are always out of mana. And that's why I'm going to move to using a Shaman and Bard instead at 109. So it's just that fits my playstyle a lot better. So, but I think that is everything about the Druid I can possibly think of. There might be more, but you know, I guess I'll do it in the level 100 video. Hopefully I'll have a little bit of change. Maybe I'll get her some better gear by then. Like, I just haven't had a lot of luck getting gear. I think I've gotten one chest plate to drop that was in Vale of Valeris. Yeah, so gear is not really coming by pretty easy, so there we go. But that's how I do my bard. I mean, not my bard. That's how I do my druid, and have her set up. It's mostly a boxing, but you could theoretically do some of this solo, right? Snare, nuke around, root rot. Those are the ways you would do it. But I don't recommend as a druid because it's the problem with a druid and the mana stuff, right? Like a necromancer, you know, right? Like you see that I run out of mana a lot with a necromancer, but I'm also doing, you know, 10 dots. But necromancer has lich, necromancer has the cannibalize thing, and then the blood for you know, health instead of mana to offset that, to keep going and going and going. Druid doesn't have any of that. The only mana regen we get is from the mask line of spells, right? And we do get the HP buff that gives mana regen, but it always, like, no matter what I do, it gets overridden. It's just like so annoying. And I'm too lazy to actually block it. So, because getting the symbol is the hard part, right? I should probably block it on her and just keep it cast up, but it's not, hasn't been a priority for me. Here we go, mask. Increases your mana regen, doesn't say exactly how much. She has 617 mana regen right now. I think her gear would definitely fix that, so we'll see how that goes. But thank you very much for watching, and please have a fantastic day.